The stormtroopers who served the Empire were mainly made up of regular human recruits who willingly joined to fight for the Imperial cause. So what was their motivation for joining? Well, there are quite a few reasons as to why someone would want to join the Empire, and the reasons being were usually forged by where they lived in the galaxy prior to joining. Most humans who lived in the inner core worlds, which for the most part prospered under the Empire, joined because they genuinely believed it was their duty to bring order to the galaxy. Once the Empire was created, it sent out a powerful message to its citizens, stating that finally the power to maintain peace and order in the galaxy was going to be put back into their hands. That the power to maintain a safe and just galaxy was no longer held by the Jedi, who failed in doing so by not preventing the Clone Wars, and instead that power was now given back to the people. Following the most destructive war of the galaxy, millions joined wishing to contribute their time and effort to prevent a war of such magnitude from ever happening again. Many of the earliest operations instigated by the newly formed Imperial military were widely popular as they cracked down on separatist holdouts and terror groups in the western reaches and outer rim of the galaxy, and brought safety to areas that were still being ravaged from remaining elements of the Clone Wars. And most, if not all, stormtroopers believed that what they were doing was for the greater good. And this was true even later on in the Empire's reign, despite it beginning to use harsher tactics and becoming more oppressive towards its citizens. For even if innocents may have died as collateral damage from their actions, it was worth it if it meant that those actions helped prevent there being another galactic war that would otherwise see millions, if not billions, of innocents die. They saw the galaxy as a chaotic mess that had countless innocents get killed due to there not being any stability and order, and the stormtroopers viewed themselves and the Empire's overall goal as being the stable force which would ultimately allow citizens to prosper in peace once everything was in order. But this wasn't the only motivating factor shared among stormtroopers. Some joined because it was the best career path for them. This was especially true toward humans who lived on backwater worlds in the Outer Rim, where they were likely to live out the rest of their lives in, or barely above, poverty. For before the Empire came to power, most humans on backwater worlds were likely to remain there for the rest of their lives, as they had no means of leaving the planet and seek a better life toward the center of the galaxy. In most cases, the only real way for one to leave such places was to join pirate gangs or other criminal organizations in hopes of getting lucky and leaving with them whenever they ventured off-world. But when the Empire came, it gave them an opportunity to join up within the Imperial ranks and be given a chance to leave the backwater world and seek grander ambitions beyond whatever they would have had otherwise. Plus, being a stormtrooper apparently paid very well, at least when compared to whatever work was available on these backwater worlds, as there was a female human named Thara Nyende who lived on the Outer Rim planet Sullust, who became a stormtrooper mainly because it was the highest paying job available, and she received enough compensation for her service to be able to sustain her family's needs. So if you were a human living on some poverty-ridden world, becoming a stormtrooper was likely the best career choice, as it not only allowed you to be given future opportunities you never would have had otherwise, but it also was a high-paying job. However, this was only true when it came to backwater worlds in the Outer Rim. When it came to the more prosperous worlds closer to the inner core, it sounded like the pay stormtroopers made wasn't that great when compared to other career opportunities that were available. Thanks for watching this episode of The Lore Master. Be sure to subscribe for more Star Wars lore videos like these in the future. And may the Force be with you.